be. Okay. You like her gimmick beside it not being that good? Mostly Grail's here for design, as you do with most Grails, purely for servants who like gameplay read hand. You know what? Grail for love, not for gameplay. Because in the grand scheme of things, unless you take a low-tier servant all the way to level 100, or a 5-star servant to level 100 is not going to be that different from them being at level 90. Level 120, maybe, but, you know, Grails are more to show your support behind a certain servant, is how I've come to understand it. Just use Salome as support and you'll know what she's like. Fair enough. Fair point, fair point. Couldn't really do that in this fight, though, because it kind of locked me into using Hephaestion here. And then... sure, do that. Smack. I will say, Hephaestion has some amazing NP generation. That was hilarious. Amazing NP generation proceeds to get NP trained. Also, I'm just now realizing that I'm facing off against Rhines and Waver. I'm observant, I swear. If I was not conserving my quartz for Don Quixote later this year, I might have rolled for Hephaestion here, but yeah, unfortunately my quartz supply is much more limited than it was in years previous because I am without a job. I had to quit my job to go to school full-time, so... 100% plus battery, a taunt, class advantage against a lot of classes. Yeah, that's actually a pretty amazing. Like, her kit is awesome. From what little I've seen of it, she does seem to have a very good kit here. Okay, let's get another NP here. It might be a little wasteful, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We should regenerate with how good her NP generation is. After rolling for Rhines, I debated rolling for Rhines myself, I will admit, but I don't know. I just don't really need that much in the way of support servants, it feels. I sat on her during the original run of events despite having like 3+ quartz used. NP3 this time around. Nice. Congrats, Senpapi. Congrats. Glad to hear that you got her when you wanted her so bad. Alright, let's do this little number. Excuse me. Stun is nice. And this will give us 2 free super hits. But yeah, I feel like my support docket is kind of bloated, to be honest. That's kind of one of the reasons I'm not gonna be really rolling for Rhines here. Just because I don't really need another support servant. Also, just a subtle thing that I don't think I have ever really addressed before. I do like the fact that when you have invincibility or stuff, your servants don't react to the damage that they manage to avoid. It's very nice. 4 servants you're rolling for in 2024. I know I'm definitely going to be rolling on these... Oh, wait, 2024. That's this year. I was thinking you were talking 2025. Outside of, like, summer, obviously. So, yeah. I don't know what else is coming out this year. The only main story thing I know is that Lost Belt 7 comes at the end of the year. Freeze! Sen no Rikyu. I don't recognize that name. Same thing with the Trung sisters. Lady Avalon is, Lady Avalon is the female Merlin, is she not? That's the anniversary servant, right? I feel like that is. And Krimhild. The name's familiar, I just can't place it. I don't know why that name is familiar, but it sounds familiar. And just like that, we're in the next train car, huh? Man, that shadow really pissed me off. Anyway, seems like you've gotten the hang of things. You've got some mystic eyes. Alright, I've heard that my eyes are called noble color of coercion in the modern magecraft world. Before you ask, no, I didn't buy them at the auction here. I was born with them. Now, let's see if the door of the next car will open. Nope. Figures. Guess we'll just have to wait here until your real body finds another scrap of paper. Time to sit and wait, I guess. Moments like this, I wish I was a poet or something. Just to pass the time. Yeah, we can pick back up about the fact that you love Iskandar. Fine, I guess we did leave off in the middle of that. As you so cleverly worked out, I knew Iskandar. I was one of his retainers. Well, more accurately, I was his body double. Yeah, there's just a couple, at least a couple of problems with that. Let me see. How many problems with that statement can I count out right here and now? Let's see. There's 2 big ones. You know, 2 very, very big problems with that statement. Senno Rikyu is a 5-star quick berserker. Krumhild is a 4-star arts berserker with a cool gothic dress. That's all you need to love her. The Trung sisters are 5-star art sabers whose art style feels really unique and you love it. And Lady Avalon's kit is literally Merlin but art. Ooh. Really? You've caught my attention with that Merlin but art statement there. You've caught my attention. But yeah, anyway, so I see 2 big problems right away. I'm not going to say what those 2 big problems are, just because, you know, that might be against TOS. Let's see, there's also height, build, skin tone, hair color, eye color, lack of facial hair, facial shape, nose shape, though that could be grouped in with facial shape, manner of dress. You know, Faker here has a lot less fur on her garb compared to the real Iskandar. She looks so similar to the mountain-sized bundle of pure muscle. Oh. You know, these are the... Okay, I was gonna say, these are the same devs that are insisting that Fate's Saber, Artoria Pendragon, can somehow pass for a prepubescent boy. Which, you know, people are not that blind. But yeah, it's fate, so why not? Wasn't that kind of a stretch? Of course it was. I mean, meant it only in the magecraft sense, though. You know how in some countries straw dolls are used to curse people? Think that, but in reverse. You see, my job was to take on any curses which might be directed at my king. Okay, so that makes more sense. That makes more sense. That's why I don't have a name of my own. I'm nameless, in a very literal sense. That's why I could act as a substitute for my king. When I absolutely had to go by name, I'd borrow my brother's, Hephaestion. He was the king's most trusted advisor. My use of his name is probably why, when I was last summoned, I manifested as an extra class, like Faker of all things. Everything I have, from my name to my noble phantasm, and all my skills, is borrowed. A Faker is exactly what I am. I still remember the sun beating down on the desert and the forest that stood in our way. I did battle with countless armies, and forged countless alliances. Our gods showered our enemies with curses and our allies with blessings. We traveled far and wide to reach Okeanos, the endless sea. No, who's ever heard of the Pretender class? Sounds like a grand old time. I doubt you'd know anything about it. Still, you're not wrong. It wasn't a bad time. That's what made me so angry later on. Do you know what Iskander said in his last will and testament? He said that after his death, rule of his empire should fall to the strongest. And the way to pick the strongest was in battle. Whatever he intended, that's how the survivors interpreted it. Mind you, this was after both my brother and I had died. They forgot all about our god's blessings and slaughtered each other. Plenty of civilians got caught in the crossfire. They took all the glory my king had won and ruined it. Who's ever heard of The Pretender? Me. Probably my favorite song by the Foo Fighters. They have a very... I can't place... I probably couldn't name a song of theirs, but I know that they are iconic enough that if you played a song of theirs on the radio, I would probably be able to pick it out. Oh, hey, it's the Foo Fighters. I know there's like some kind that's got a name, that kind of effect has something, but I just can't recall it. The endless sea, the world-spanning empire, all washed away in a sea of blood. I've heard today call those battles the Wars of the Diadochi. I can never forgive them for ruining my king's legacy. That's why I can't bring myself to see him either. Do you know what his noble phantasm is? He summons the great Ione Hetaori, the vast army of soldiers he led when he was alive, including the same generals who betrayed him after his death. Oof. I've been summoned as a part of the Ione Hetaori before, too. Every time, I've refused to answer the call. I just can't stand the thought of fighting alongside those traitors, even if it means defying my king's orders. That's fair. I mean, that ends up being the case with a lot of things from our childhood. Our childhoods. Oftentimes, some of our parents' likes or tastes in music, TV, or other such things ends up leaking over to us. It's one of the reasons I still feel loyalty for my last master. We were both betrayed by people we trusted. We fought Melloi II, Rhines, and a priest from the Holy Church right here on Rail Zeppelin. My master and I even struck into the spiritual tomb of Albion beneath London. Now that was a good time. And if that wasn't enough, Melloi II and Grey even used Rail Zeppelin to pursue us. The spiritual tomb of Albion. You mean you've not of it? It's buried ridiculously deep below the Mage Association in London. I'm talking thousands, maybe tens of thousands of meters below the surface. That's where you'll find the spiritual tomb of Albion, a tomb of the last pure-blood dragon. No one can enter. You know, I kind of feel like we might be able to enter as long as we have Melusine with us. I mean, even if Rail Zeppelin can cross into other worlds, who would have ever thought to try and use it to get into Albion's tomb? Without that, though, your dad's music taste overlaps a lot with yours. That's fair. That's always cool. I can't really say I have a definitive genre of music that I like outside of Christmas music myself. Which is just another reason that Lord and his I can't do anything by myself attitude pisses me the hell off. Well, at least I got him back when I demolished part of the college town that housed the modern Magecraft department classroom he was in charge of. Gotta admit, those really were extraordinary places, even by the age of God standards. I bet my king would have been crazy jealous if he heard about that. Dr. Heartless really did his damnedest. Well, I'm no poet or teller of tales, so sorry if I bored you with all that. It was fascinating. You spoiled, like, Season 2, maybe even Season 3 of the Melloi Case Files anime that will eventually come out one of these days. Good on you, Faker! Though, to be fair, by the time Season 2 of Melloi Case Files comes out, I will have probably forgotten everything you told me. You can listen to rock, listen to K-pop next minute. That's fair. I think the only music I can't say I can listen to is country. Just because it's kind of depressing. You don't mean that. Still, nice of you to say. So I'll tell you what. To thank you, I'll do everything I can to help you get your body back. Get back to your body. Just promise me one thing. And that is... I want you to remember what I told you about my master. I wish you could have led him to victory. The master who fought Melloi. Alright, I'll promise I'll remember Dr. Heartless, Xehanort, whatever you want to call him. Oh, that's a relief. As long as someone living today still remembers him, then I'll have kept my word. You know, we're actually really, in character, we're very good at remembering people. Great coins and quartz. And the next section, authentic memories. Mordred is we're gonna have this. We're still waiting on humanity to adapt to have an immunity to oxygen poison rather than a resistance. And when that happens, who knows? Have we reached our destination? There is no immunity. Okay. Fake Rongo Miniad. And we'll never. You don't think we'll ever evolve said immunity? The fake Rongo is falling apart. It's not just Rongo. This whole singularity is about to collapse. Looks like the Chaldeans have already picked up and left. You. None sign. Just had a dream. A wonderful dream. Who are you? Who are... Ah, I see. Must be the memories my other self was protecting. Your other self? What are you talking about? Do you have a whole other self? Well, I suppose it would be more accurate to say she's still me, but with a different perspective. After I woke up, we spent quite a lot of time arguing back and forth. I was originally intended to serve as a means to watch over your master. But I was divided as to whether I should perform my role according to spec, or whether I should take a more proactive approach. I prevailed in our disagreement and relegated that part of me that wanted to operate in spec into kind of solitary confinement. I've confirmed that my other self escaped while I was stealing Master's memories. And where'd they go? I'm not completely sure, but I can make an educated, that is, a calculated guess. As she had no means of escaping me in the singularity, she very likely fled to the rail Zeppelin. Yes, I can easily calculate what my other self would have done at that time. Evolution isn't likely to favor some percent ritual output deficiency detected. 61% magicraft precision deficiency detected. Initiating deconstruction of autonomic observational existence verification system Melloi to assist with summoning. Pseudosystem activation stable. Initiating summon. Servant, please keep my master safe. It's mostly just a movie thing. So you don't think that kind of technology will ever be possible? Okay, fair. Okay, so you're talking... So the way you're seeing it is more of a, Soma. The Soma ideology, where you can create a copy of a person's consciousness, but if you were to upload it anywhere, you're essentially not really doing anything with the original. Sort of like how in Soma, it was a brain scan was made of a person, and it's not that he suddenly awoke, it's that the consciousness reactivated and yada yada yada. That kind of stuff. Okay. So that's how Faker and I will end up on this tree. But what do you think of the idea of if you could compress all of that into a small enough device, what about doing that but replacing the brain? Yeah. I was getting my thought out just as you were typing it. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, Poppy. Sorry that things got a little bit detracted there, but it was nice seeing you again. Hope to see you in future streams. Have a good evening and a good rest, man. Check you, Soulstorm Memories. My other self gave you a personality and put you on board the Rail Zeppelin. Unfortunately, I'm almost completely certain that's what happened. I'm speaking about a part of myself, after all. And she turned out exactly as our creator intended. So the reason I remember my past summoning is because I'm mixed in with you. My other self used her own body to compensate for the shortfall of magical energy. That means the formulas that created me are embedded in your spirit origin. I was created to preserve memories and used to be a sleepless century, regardless of the world or timeline. Excuse me. Consequently, I expect you'll always retain your memories so long as you're summoned by Caldea's own summoning system. Which parts are truly you? Example is the area your brain for moving around relevant is your speech center important. Okay, sort of a bit of a Ship of Theseus situation there as well. It's sort of a Ship of Theseus situation. It's a very philosophical question, too. The whole uploading your consciousness to a computer. It's very philosophical. How much of it is you and how much of it is just stuff you remembered. As long as I'm summoned by Chaldea, huh? Well, this is weird. Must be why I'm in this bizarre class. It might look like myself, but it's more I'm someone else wearing someone else's identity. I can't even be called a faker. I'm an outright pretender. No wonder I couldn't leave this guy to fend for himself. As for you... Brain is a collection of memories forming your personality from experiences. Oh, true name extraction! True name? Hephaestion. Okay. It's been a while since we've had a true name thing. So that was pretty cool. That was a very cool little cinematic there. Very cool. Yeah, personality is developed based on memories and such. I thought you wouldn't have any further need of them, so I came to collect. I see. The Rail Zeppelin is everything I imagined and more. My creator gave these to me, but you're right, I don't need them anymore. Go ahead, take them. Thank you, acting manager, if you would. And there we are. Thank you for your generosity. It's no problem. Here, take these, too. Okay, why do you have eyes? Right. Those are the mystic eyes Dr. Heartless used in my world. Chaldea ended up with them in this world, huh? So you were tuning those mystic eyes to your own so you could use them all at once. I would have never thought to try that. So you used mystic eyes for your observations. They were one of my primary mediums, yes. Director Maresbury procured them for me. Chaldea's founder. In our world, Lord Maresbury obtained them at an auction. The one right here on Rail Zeppelin, huh? So that was the connection you used to come to the singularity. And you came here for the Mystic Eyes, then? I guess I shouldn't have expected anything less from the Mystic Eye collection train. Anyway, the singularity is going to disappear soon. You should contact Chaldea and have them come pick you up. So what's wrong? All my strength just went put. So, Margaret, you made your thought on that clear. Another sci-fi concept I kind of want to get your thoughts on now is, what do you think of a full immersive virtual reality? As in, like, being able to interface with the brain in a way to allow you to experience virtual worlds. Do you think that is something that is possible? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Damn it, you're starting to disintegrate. We need to get you back to Chaldea fast. You're not going to last much longer. I did. It's hilarious. I'm saying my thoughts exactly as you're typing out your responses. To a degree, I'm thinking more along the lines of the Matrix level of integration into a virtual reality. Are you sure you need to send him back? Remember, that clone there is just a small part of the true soul. People are made up of a mind, body, and soul. These memories are nothing more than a fragment of soul's mind. Soul will be fine even without them. In fact, based on what data I have, he should be almost fully recovered by now. VR World would have less details. Yeah, that's fair, but the way I'm thinking of it is that do you think that kind of technology should be developed? Because the way I think of it is that it could be used a lot in medicine, for example. At the very least, for treatment for people that are, like, confined to their beds and stuff. If they can experience life through a virtual world, then they could have a much more fulfilling standard of care and that kind of stuff. Because that's kind of where I want to see that realm of virtual reality take. Not in the way of video games, but in the realm of medicine. Because imagine if people who say something against this type of stuff develop every technology. Fair. But yeah, like, I really want to see virtual reality be used in medicine and that kind of stuff. Not just, like, in healthcare, but in teaching medicine. Because things like dissections and stuff, they can only go so far, but, like, a virtual reality dissection could teach so much better than an actual dissection of a human body. It'd be more morally... Well, I can't say it'd be more morally right. It'd be... I feel like it would be a better understanding of human rights than to use a body, even if it has been donated. Probably say the same thing about why she developed wheels so you could make vehicles and drive people over. So it should be developed. Hey, Buster. No, we're talking about virtual reality. Welcome, Buster. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. How be things? How be things? Mordred and I have just been having some philosophical discussions here over the story of the extra story of this event. That doesn't make it okay for any part of Soul to disappear. Come on, stand up. Stand up, damn it, or I'll drag you up. I formed a contract with you, remember? You. No one else. So stand up, Soul. Thank you. Yeah, I was just asking Mordred what his thoughts were on the potential for fully immersive virtual reality technology to be developed were. And I was sort of expounding about how I would like it to be developed for more medical and educational purposes. There you go. Why are you doing this? The only memory Soul will lose will be of the Rail Zeppelin. And that was only experienced by a tiny fragment of his mind. Even if reabsorbed, all the true Soul will feel is a slight sense of deja vu. He'll just think it was a dream. It's all just so unremarkable. Chaldea didn't see it, so it won't even be recorded in its database. So what's the point of going to all this effort just to bring those memories back to him? What's the point? You already know, Memnosine. You don't need me to tell you. You think of Dead Da Vinci and the new one as different people too, right? Ah, and now we're going back to the whole the whole discussion we had about the uploading of a consciousness to a digital space. Doesn't matter if most of the memories are the same. If this part of him disappears, something irreplaceable is lost. Even if nobody remembers, not even Soul himself. But you already said it yourself. I'll remember. The next time I'm summoned, I'll remember all of this. Fake God. It doesn't matter if this all seems like a dream or just something he imagined. What matters is that he gets back to where he belongs. This is just like a dream we all shared. A silly dream in which we would all see the endless sea. It's okay if this dream shatters. He still has to bring back the fragments. Rongo's kind of falling apart here. Looks like I made the Sacred Lance a little too much like the genuine article. Go on. Get out of here. Caldeia may have left the singularity when the singularity began to repair itself, but Rongomania is still undergoing one last transformation before it falls apart. At this point, even I can't control it, and I have no way to calculate what may happen. So, figure we wouldn't have come this far if not for you showing us the way. I think it's time I return the favor. Please, get on board the train. Don't worry, my rail zeppelin can make it outside of the singularity. If you follow this train of thought, you'll probably end up with you and your copy irrelevant from the outside. Your clone will think it's you. The only difference is the physical location. The only thing that people call consciousness is nothing more than process brain surveys its own actions. Basically, people overhype consciousness. It's nothing really special in my eyes. That's fair. Completely fair. And Buster, with regards to the whole VR, never live in a digital space because then no one would take care of the Earth itself. That is a very fair point. We would need to... It would, yeah, essentially. You could automate it, but then we're getting into the Matrix levels of things. I'm not saying we all just, like, abandon reality to live in a virtual world. I'm just saying that... I'm just of the opinion that the technology should be developed for purposes in medicine and that kind of stuff. But that is another fair point. It would be better for the Earth. Not many people driving around. Don't need to make it as expensive with food. That is a fair point too, Mordred. True virtual reality has a lot of benefits and downsides. It would definitely need to be something handled with care. What about you, Memnosine? Thank you for your concern, but I'm afraid I cannot leave. I'm tied too tightly to the singularity, even if I did created it to use for observation. That's grammar. If I tried to force my way out now, I'd disappear, just like my other self did. It's alright, it was a wonderful dream and I enjoyed it very much. Come on, we need to go. Hurry, soul. Please, go on ahead. May good fortune find you on your journey. Goodbye, Memnosine. Essentially, Mordred, what you would need is one of the... Yeah, be very low quality and resolution. I mean, at least until we advance the technology far enough, but... Essentially, I had this... I don't know why I had this idea one day, but randomly I had the thought that if humanity were to get a notification that in, say, a century we would be wiped out, one of the most efficient ways to ensure humanity's survival would be to try to create a Dyson sphere around the sun, upload our consciousness onto it, and then also store the DNA of humanity onto the Dyson sphere for travel, so that way it could eventually maybe be reconstituted. But, I mean, that's, like, incredibly far-fetched. I have no idea where that thought process had come from. It's just something that had popped into my mind years ago. Rail Zeppelin, all aboard! Choo-choo. Pal World. Question mark this time, huh? When in doubt, Melloi it out. Ice can be used to generate energy, oxygen, atmosphere. You need to find the fitting cave of ice. Get parts in caves, you can more easily seal them. True. My body grows cold. I feel like I'm sinking into a deep pool of pitch black water. It's getting harder and harder to breathe, and I can't tell which way is up. My skin melted long ago. My eyeballs, my eardrums, my sinew. They're all dissolving into mushy goo. And yet, I still... Soul. Damn it, there's no end to them. Send drones to explore a suitable cave. Pretty sure that there are drones surveying Mars. Is there not? Even the Mystic Eye projection cannon can't clear them all out. It's only a matter of time until the whole thing melts down. Oh, you're talking about establishing an actual colony. Oh, for the moon. Gotcha. Hey, hang in there. I could still fight. Don't be ridiculous. You're hanging on by a thread. When look of you, you're hurt so badly you aren't even feeling pain anymore. You don't have a physical body right now, remember? You push yourself even further, you'll have no chance of recovering. I'm not Orpheus. If you let yourself sink that deep, you can't count on me to come find you. More Rondo fire! Damn it, the chariot just took a direct hit. Ah. You got her protecting me, Faker. Worry about yourself here. We need to get back to the train. Come on, let's... Actually, so let me ask you something while we still have a chance. Once you make it back, you'll reintegrate with your true body, but that version of you will just believe this all a dream. Like Memnosine said, there's no guarantee your current consciousness will continue on within you. Doesn't that scare you? Not really. Yeah, figured you'd say that. But even if you forget, I'll remember. Even reintegration with your true body feels like death, or if your other self thinks this is all a dream. I'll always remember. Yes, that's right. I'll never forget either you or Dr. Heartless. I promise. So go home, soul. You have to live. So you have a pretty solid plan for just straight up colonization of the moon here, Mordred. I'm just saying, you have a very solid sounding plan for the straight up colonization of the moon. Is this a plan that you've thought up or that you've read about other people have theorized as a good way to do it? Damn, looks like the surviving automata and steam ghosts already found us. My noble phantasm can't take them all out. Hell, even the Mystic Eye projection cannon can do it. Parts and parts. Fair. If you had the money to do so, would you try and make this theoretical a reality? Good thing I know exactly what to do. Never would have thought of this if I hadn't kept my memories from my last summoning. This isn't my noble phantasm. If I push my luck too far, it'll probably shatter my whole spirit origin. Fake. I don't know. I was just curious. Because... I don't know, it just feels like one of those random things that would be very interesting to see happen. I mean, I know there's laws, like, I know that globally, many countries, have made laws as to, like, oh, we can't colonize the moon or something, but, Don't worry about me. Just summon me again at Chaldea. I told you I'd always remember, didn't I? That'll still be me as far as you're concerned, yeah? If I'm the same servant and I retain my memories, what do you think? Yeah, it'll still be you. Thanks. Just knowing you'll welcome me back like that someday is enough. Yeah, even if I can't say for certain that it'd actually be me. But I do know I'm grateful to you and to him for giving me a chance to make this choice. Rest easy, soul. I'll get you back to Chaldea. I promise. Oh, I thought it was like something similar to Antarctica or something. Alright, let's get started. Disguising true name. Initiating false spirit origin registration. Utilizing current pretender class to fabricate foundation. Utilizing potential figure class to thaw foundation. Setting virtual noble phantasm. Ghostliner reconstruction complete. That's right, my name is Iskandar. I'm Iskandar, the King of Conquerors. The expedition will not end as long as we remain ambitious. To victory. Ioni. Hatiori. Hatayori. First people will die, live won't meet that fundamental good part of the moon is, unlike Mars, is if something goes wrong, you can just leave. Fair. A desert here in the city, daytime in the middle of the night, that's a mindscape made manifest. Can't be a reality marvel, even from a mage from the Age of Gods. That's still true. Something goes wrong on Mars, you are SOL. The moon, at least you're got a small chance. Huh, never dreamed you would summon me one day. This is great. I can't believe I get to step into a fight like this, even as a heroic spirit. Iskandar, the King of Conquerors. They'll be dead before they come back because of radiation. Alright, my soldiers, let's show them what we're made of. My king. Only you, huh, Hephaestion? Shame Ptolemy and Eumenes couldn't join us too. Even my great army can only fight so hard with foot soldiers alone. I know, this is only a fraction of your noble phantasm, and even still, I can only maintain it for a few minutes. And that's even after borrowing your name to summon your army, and with the power of the soldiers who were willing to obey me to help maintain my bounded field. This was the most I could compromise. Whoa, are you burning your own spirit origin for energy? I've wanted to ask you for so long. Why? Why was that your dying wish? Why did you encourage the Diadochi, your successors, to fight among themselves? Do you still want to know? No, I don't need an answer from you now. I don't have the time. I have a promise to keep. Everything I learned led me to think you betrayed me. But now, right now, there's something more important than you than getting angry, huh? Now you're speaking my language. Very well then. Sam Bankman or something. I think that's the name. I have a vague memory of who you're talking of that name, but I'm pretty sure that sounds about right. Faker? What's up, Soul? What's a faker? I think it's a servant class. Really? Because I'm pretty sure that's not a servant class registered in Chaldea. Maybe not here, but it was in my world. Oh, hey, Melloi. Sorry to eavesdrop. I think it was like, it wasn't millions or something. I'm gonna actually, you've got me curious. Now I'm looking it up. Sam Bankman Fried. Yep. Money laundering. At least 4 billion, it looks like. Maybe 10. Yeah, 10 billion. It looks, just based on what I'm reading, it's looking like 10 billion. I was out for a walk, I was just out for a walk now that I'm finally starting to feel like I've recovered from the Melloi sign incident, when I heard a word I'd not thought of in a long time. Tell me, how do you know it? I had a dream. Dream. Interesting. Do you remember anything about it? It's alright. Take your time. There's no rush. Oh, yeah, I remember something. Do you know who Dr. Heartless is? Indeed, I knew him very well, though that's not a name I would ever expect to hear from you. Can you tell me about him? Of course, but be warned, that's something of a long story. I'll have to cover everything from the auction on the Rail Zeppelin to the grand role of the spiritual tomb of Albion. On second thought, if I'm going to start at the beginning, I'd need to begin with Blackmoor Cemetery. No, you are just dropping big names left and right. This would blow Gordy's mind. Which is exactly why I've been keeping it to myself. Alright, if we're going to get into this, Gray should probably be here too. By all means. Peanuts or Elon. Yep. He's like one of the richest guys in the world at this point, isn't he? Of course, Ryan's might not be too thrilled about me sharing this information about a parallel world. It seems to be useful, though. As I mentioned before, I'm still technically a Clock Tower Lord. There are many things I'm not at liberty to discuss. On top of all that, I'm running into no shortage of issues since arriving at Chaldea. It seems as if I run into someone I know no matter where I go. You didn't run into Olga Marie, though. You do seem to know a lot of people, don't you? It'd be fine if they were all just servants, but the fact that there are many present-day organizations and people involved as well makes for a host of difficulties. If I can, if I must, ignore my obligations to the dead, not so the living. I was already passingly familiar with the Alice Institute and the Wandering Sea. I also have ties to the Ryogi family thanks to a past adventure. Wait, what? How? Okay, I don't know. Waver is... Waver... Good gracious, man. There's so much about Waver. Must again stress that this pertains only to my world. As humanity is in a completely different situation here, I have no idea what else might also be different. That said, I don't even want to think about what kind of problems I might cause by being careless in sharing knowledge about my world. Simply giving information unreservedly could be a very, very bad idea. Still, in this case... Alright, come with me. I'd love to hear about this too, but I'll defer to your judgment here. Just fill me in too if you get the chance, okay? I'll try. $200 billion a year or so, damn. After what I've just said, this may seem contradictory, but here's what I think. I don't know how you know about Faker and Dr. Heartless. Now that you do, I feel there are things I need to tell you about them. Not because they'll be of any use or bring you victory or reward, but because... Oh, hello, brother. Hello, my pupil. Sir, Ryan was just about to put on some tea for us. And I still want to know where you get those fancy leaves here at Chaldea. Well, there, didn't I tell you from the start not to pry into my sources? Logri, Rhines. My, Rhines, I still can't believe you were summoned as well. Almost as if the most natural thing in the world to boot. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt your tea time, but I'd like to discuss certain matters in the clock tower with Sol here. Do you mind? Excuse me, you there, mage. I demand to be present for this too. What? What do you expect? How could I not be curious given my vessel and the fact that I too have been summoned here? After all, if I was there, then I'm sure I must have done something spectacular. Oh, Weaver. Not because they'll be of any use or bring you any victory or reward. May well be that none of this is of any use at all. Doesn't matter if this all seems like a dream or just something he imagined. What matters is that he gets back where he belongs. Even if what you hear ultimately gains you nothing. Remembering and continuing to tell these stories will be my own salvation. I gotta say, this was a nice little extra add-on to the original Melloi Case Files Event. I very much enjoyed this little add-on to it. And I do wish that they did more of the, more of these sort of added things to some of these events. I feel like it would be very cool if they did that. But sadly, I don't think that will be the case. New free quests and a new challenge quest have been added. I'm not going to be doing that challenge quest today on stream. I'll probably do it on Monday on stream. But for now, I think I'm going to call this stream here. So I've been Solar Dragon. It's been nice getting back into things, but because it's been like almost 3 weeks since I last streamed, my voice is starting to already hurt, despite it only being about 2 hours. So, for now, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you have, please leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out my channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name, same games, there's plenty of content for everybody to enjoy. But once again, hope you all enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.